Go ahead.
Comfortable.
I am comfortable.
Trying to be all.
Listen, my dress is pretty tight, so.
So it'd be like, yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back to Kamal's Corner. I recently reconnected with this girl that I went to middle school and high school with, but we didn't really talk because, you know, she was a nerd and she was weird and all of that. But yeah, recently reconnected.
And you think she's normal now?
Yeah, it's like we recently reconnected a couple months ago. We started talking, and y'all can go check her out on her own channel. She does YouTube as well. Natural hair growth for all my sisters out there who do natural
It's like a perfect
hair.
intro that we could literally do right now.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back to Kamal's Corner, conversation with a Christian man. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. As you already know, I'm Kamal Huggins. It's your boy. Today on Kamal's Corner, we have a very special guest. This guest today, she is a very special guest. Very special, beautiful guest. We used to go to middle school together, went to high school together. We recently reconnected, and it turns out that she does YouTube as well. So I told her, I'm like, yo, we should do something together. Let's collab. She has a natural hair growth channel. Her channel is called That Brady Chick. I very highly recommend that y'all head over to her channel and check her out. I'll put her channel down in the description below, so you guys should just do that and check her out. And without further ado, y'all.
Hi.
Yo, what up? Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to my corner. It's a pleasure to have you.
Glad to be here.
Welcome. So how you doing today? How you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. You know, just hanging in there.
What's this whole high hanging?
So y'all probably don't know me that well yet, cause you know my That Brady Chick following knows me a little bit better. But like when it comes to me, I'm just very like high strung. You know.
High strung. Word. Word.
And I'm sure he knows that about me by now. But yeah, like for example, anytime I'm feeling like stressed, nervous, anxiety, my voice goes a little bit high pitched. So if you hear me go like that, just know. Okay? That's my little explanation there.
I mean, it's been a while. Like we've just recently reconnected.
Yeah, we actually did.
It's kind of crazy because we didn't actually talk during school.
Nope.
We didn't at all.
Not at all.
From like middle school, literally grade 6, all throughout high school, didn't talk at all.
Yeah. I actually didn't know you existed until high school. I'm not even joking.
Wow, bruh. You didn't know that I existed until high school?
No.
Oh my, ooh.
I mean, you thought it was, well, continue, because he has something to say about me too.
I'm gonna bite my tongue. What do you mean you didn't know that I existed? I was athlete of the year, played on every single sports team that the school had, and you're saying you didn't know that I existed?
Precisely.
Wow. Y'all see how my life is, bro? Like, I did all that, and you didn't know that I existed until high school.
Yeah. In high school, that's when I started to acknowledge your presence. And the reason for that is because...
acknowledging my presence. Y'all hear that?
Hold on. The reason for that is because we were actually in the same class in grade 9. We had chemistry class together. And I looked over one day and I was like, oh shoot, like he went to Humberwood, I swear. I'm pretty sure he went to Humberwood because he looks very familiar. And
So,
then, yeah,
I looked familiar, but I didn't exist at Humberwood.
you looked like I probably glimpsed at you once in Humberwood, but just never took in your
Y'all
presence.
saw how she just got caught in her little I didn't exist?
I mean, like, you know when you just don't acknowledge someone's presence so you don't realize that they're there? I'm gonna stop talking because that just sounds so bad.
Okay. Wow.
I didn't know you were a student at Humberwood.
I
but I
get
knew
it.
you were a student in West Humber.
No, I get it. I mean, I did keep to myself.
Yes, you did.
I did keep to myself. I wasn't really out there like that.
Exactly.
I mean, it's because I was focused and I was driven on what it is that I wanted to do, which is just being an athlete. So it's just like, that's all I did 24/7. So just go to school, go home, practice, that's it. So I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, high school, we're in the same class together, science class. That was something else.
You know what's funny though? Like, I do recall, okay, first of all, actually I'm not even gonna expose, but I do recall one day when I was like tutoring one of my fellow classmates in that class, and like she was sitting behind me, so I was kind of facing her, and then he was sitting at the back, so like my body was turned towards her and him. But I saw you like glimpsing up at me every few seconds, and I was like, is there something going on there? Like,
wow,
is he thinking or?
You really went there.
Yeah, like I noticed it. I meant to bring it up to you, but like I guess we can like, tackle this now. But yeah, I kept looking up, and then I saw you glimpsing up at me every few seconds, and I was like, is there something on my face? Like, you know, my self-esteem was very, very low at the time, so I just didn't think anybody would be attracted to me. So I was thinking everything else but this guy is into me, you know, like I was just thinking everything else but that one thing. So, you know, the fact that we reconnected now, it kind of makes sense.
It kind of makes, wow.
But like, also, that was 10 years ago. You could have said something, but you didn't. But it's okay.
I mean, it's one of those, like you said, right? We didn't talk at all. And in grade 9, yeah, when I was looking, it's just like, yo, that Jaehyun girl, she looks pretty cute. And that was when like I actually acknowledged you. Like I knew you existed, but when we got to high school, it was just like, that's when I like really acknowledged you. And I was just like, yo, she's pretty cute. She's pretty cute. And yeah, there was something on your face. There's a beautiful smile on your face. That's what I was looking at.
Okay. I didn't know anything about what this one was feeling because he didn't tell me anything till our 20s, literally 10 years later. Yeah.
I mean, you kind of got the information indirectly though.
Yeah, because you're.
Yeah.
Should I say?
I mean, one of your friends who I happened to
date, yes. Yeah. She told me.
For a short time, told you that I had a crush on you. Yeah.
I don't know why she did, but my other friend thought it was because maybe she was testing my loyalty as a friend. Yeah, but honestly, I took that information and I was like, okay, well, he's yours, so I can't do much about that, obviously. And I won't do much about that because I know my boundaries. So, yeah. I just took the distance.
The information she told you was correct. It was correct. I did have a crush on you. Just never said anything about it. You actually went on was it a 3-year journey?
Yes, it was.
3-year hair growth journey. Tell us about that. Tell us about that whole journey.
Okay, well, it started in 2017, of course, 3 years ago. That was probably the most confusing and probably the most stressful year for me in terms of my journey. Simply because like it was a big transition because I was cutting off the hair that literally grew from my head since I was born, you know what I mean? Like I've never cut my hair until then. So it was a bit of a big moment for me, but it's like as soon as the moment came and I just chopped it all off, it was fine. I felt better, you know, like my hair looked a lot healthier even though it was really short, but like I saw my natural curls popping out and I was like, wow, like
you cut all your hair off. Is that what you're saying?
I cut it down to the natural parts because I was transitioning for about 6 months prior to that. So transitioning is when you start using natural hair products and then your curls start coming out pretty much, even though your hair is like not 100% natural, but you're using natural products on it to bring your curls out, you know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. So like the ends of my hair were like stringy straights, like they look like that, you know? And then the actual roots were like this texture. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut down to the roots, you know, wherever that is, and pretty much work with whatever I have left. So that was my big chop, my really big chop.
So when you did your big chop, like, what was the length of your hair? Was it like where my hair is at, or was it like?
It was like, maybe like this much longer.
Like an inch or two?
Yeah, maybe less than an inch.
You really did that.
Yeah. But it was, I liked it.
Did it take a lot for you to cut your hair, or was it just like, yo, let's just do it?
It was pretty much just like I knew it had to be done. Like the time had come. My hair looked very like, you know, all my life I've been struggling type of hair, you know what I mean? Like it needed to go. So I cut it all off, and I didn't even tell anybody about it until like 2-3 months later. And then I made this post on Instagram where I was like, hey, like this is what I just did. This is the relationship I've had with my hair for the past few years, and this is the reason why I made this big decision to cut it off. Let me tell you, after I made that post, I did get some support, but I also got some hate. And that was from people who I thought were my friends back then, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what was the reaction like?
Yeah.
You got straight into it.
Yeah, I mean, like, those people actually ended up unfollowing me. And honestly, it didn't really bother me because I was like, wow, like that just shows you that these people were friends with me for the wrong reasons, you know? Just because of appearance, which is kind of weird to me, but, you know, to each their own. But, yeah, it was kind of a blessing in disguise too, because at least it gets, it helps you get to know who's genuinely there for you and who genuinely supports you and who's just there for the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
I dig that. I like how you like just took control and said, yo, like it's time to cut my hair. You didn't really care what anyone else thought. I mean, clearly it's worked out for you. I mean, your curls are looking like they're on point. It's looking luscious. It's looking full. It's looking, I don't know any other hair terms to use, but
voluminous.
yeah, right, voluptuous or right, it's on point. So relationship wise, what's that status like? What's that status like? You single? You in a situationship? Like, what's that like? What's your dating like? What has your dating life been like?
Oh, what has my dating life been like?
Yeah, let's go with that. What has your dating life been like?
Rocky. Yeah. I feel like guys have this notion where like, hold on, no, before you get offended.
I'm not gonna get offended.
Because like,
I was just looking out for my boys. It's like guys, like listen up.
No, but literally, I was having this conversation with my male coworker the other day. Shout out to you, Damie. But yeah, we were having this conversation, and he's like, you know, I don't know why girls tend to go after guys who are like F-boys, basically. And I was like, honestly, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the fact that these so-called F-boys know how to smooth talk. They know how to smooth talk, they know how to be charming, they know how to fool us into thinking that they're there for us when they really don't give a poop. You know what I mean? So that's what reels us in, and they know this too because they know how to play the game. But
the game.
Yes, they think it's a game, and it's like, to be honest, love is not a game. It shouldn't be a game, you know, but like that's how they treat it because they just want to be like, I don't know, the top dog or whatever, and have all these girls falling after them, and at the end of the day you're like breaking people's hearts and you don't even care. So I don't know, but that's pretty much what I told him. I'm like, yeah, no, we look for a guy who's going to be there for us, who's going to be like caring, who can take on the role of a man, you know, like assert that dominance sometimes. Yeah, I know. But
gems right now. Listen up, guys.
But like, I don't know, some of these boys are just like disguised as men. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to like figure out where they fall in terms of like being genuine or not, you know? And it's hard to figure that out because like you can be friends with this person for so long, you start dating them, and then all of a sudden they weren't loyal to you the whole time, you know what I mean? So it's almost unavoidable unless you're crazy and you like, well, sorry for any girls who do this, but unless you're crazy and like you go through his phone and like make sure that he's not texting some other girl and stuff, that's the only way you can know. So if you're not that way and you trust in him and you know you let him do his thing, it's like sometimes that could lead to your downfall in the relationship because it's like they'll take advantage of that trust and then they'll start to sneak behind your back. So it's like, what do we do? What do we do at that point? You know, so yeah, it's a little frustrating. I can't lie. I feel like it was a lot easier for past generations, especially like my parents' generation, and even like the early 2000s when R&B was the thing and like trap music wasn't really around.
Shout out to Neo.
Yeah, like all these artists were like singing about love and how great love is and like having a girlfriend, having a boyfriend, having a wife or a husband. You know, and nowadays we have these trap songs that talk about effing and getting money, you know what I mean? And it's like,
that's literally what it is. Having multiple.
It's like, what are you teaching these people, man? Not even just the guys, but some of the girls will even get hypnotized by this music and be like, oh yeah, like, good nigga, you know what I mean? Like, huh? Where did this come from? Like, when did we start to encourage hating each other and like, you know, and fooling each other? Like, where does the satisfaction come from in all of that, you know? But
she is dropping some fire gems right now.
But honestly, like, I blame the music industry.
Blame the music.
I do, because I feel like music has a huge influence on
that is true.
On people.
That is true.
Yeah, especially the message.
Yeah.
Like, people listen to that more than anything.
But like, like that question, going back to the question that your coworker asked you, like, why is it that girls go after certain types of guys? I was gonna ask that same question too, because it always seems like they never go after the nice guy who's gonna treat them well and spoil them and treat them like the queen that they are, and they end up going for the typical prototype guy, right? That they call F-boys. And it's like, if you guys know what they are and you know their tricks, as you said, like they deceive you and they know how to be charming and all that, like, what do you think makes girls fall for that? Is it like that they're missing something? Is it the thrill of going after it? Like, what is it? Is it the attention? What do you think it is? I don't know if you've ever been in a position like that. Like, what do you think it is?
Okay, so for one, I feel like we actually don't know that they're F-boys when we start dating them, because honestly, nobody wants to be with an F-boy. Like, F them, F the F-boys, because like, and that's the thing, we think we're going for those nice guys, you know, who have like the nice little qualities, like charming, dress nice, funny, all this other stuff that makes you want to be around them more, and then they just fool you in the end. So it's like, okay, in terms of what you said earlier though, the fact that some girls will go after those guys, but like know that there's a nice guy in their life who could treat them a lot better and they don't go for them. Okay, so I can't really speak for those girls too much, because for me, like, I would go after the nice guy. Like, I love nice guys. Like, if you could show me and prove to me that you will be there for me, I'm yours. Sorry. like I'm all yours pretty much. But like, in turn, I can hypothesize that other girls probably don't go for those nice guys because they tend to friend zone those guys.
Oh.
You know, they tend to think of those guys as like brothers, or like, oh, my best friend who I would never date, you know what I mean? But I've actually been in a little trio best friend group where there was one girl, one guy. The guy was madly in love with her, you know, and I was kind of just the third friend. Like, nobody liked me in that group. Nobody had feelings for me in that group, which is fine. Like, they're my best friends.
You're just the third wheel.
It's funny because he was actually the third wheel, because me and her were best friends. Yeah, she was like, you're gonna third wheel us, because she was very, very hard to get. Like, she wasn't even playing, she was just hard to get. This man literally tried to woo her for like a whole year, like while we were all friends.
Dedication.
A whole year. Because he was just so like enamored. I think that's a word. Enamored. Like, he was just fascinated by how well she played that game of being hard to get. But to be honest, she really was hard to get. But anyways, in the end, even though she did friend zone him, she did end up dating him, and I honestly think that was probably one of her most genuine relationships, because that man was madly in love with her even after he got her, and he did not stop with like the praise, the attention. Like, he just showed that love every single day. Like, to be honest, I didn't really talk to them after they did get together for our own reasons, and you know, I hope they're doing well. But I know for sure that was probably one of her most genuine relationships. Yeah, so definitely it is possible to get out of the friend zone. You know, you don't have to be stuck in there. It's not
possible.
Yeah, so it's not like a point of no return when you go to the friend zone. It just means that you're closer to her and you get to know her on a deeper level because she's your friend, you know, and if it results in something, it results in something. And if it doesn't, there's many other girls on the planet. Like, they're not hard to find. Because I swear, all of my girls are literally just like me. in some ways. Because like a lot of them, I find they want to take care of their man, you know, like they want to make sure he's fine.
I need to find me a girl like that. You gotta hook me up with a girl like that. Just saying.
Anyways, yeah, like I find that
I mean, can a brother wish? Like, I gotta pray for a girl. I'm praying for a girl like that.
I find that, they want to take care of him. They want to buy him things. They want to, what else? Yeah, they just want to make sure he's okay. Like they genuinely care for this man, and like that's just things that we all have in common. Like
Girl,
if we're with somebody, we want to like make sure that they're okay. We want to pretty much brighten their day however we can. You know what I mean?
Like you want to treat him like as the king that he is, as he treats you as the queen that you are.
Yes.
That you want to return the favor, make sure he's good as he makes sure you're good. I dig that. So nah, for real, like where can I find one of those? Well, since you're on my channel, do you have any questions for me?
So what do you mean by that? That's my question.
What do I mean by your perspective is everything? So what I mean by that is your viewpoint on everything, how you look at everything, right? So like I believe that whatever it is that you're looking for, you'll eventually find it, right? And if you always have a positive mindset, so in my life, like I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm so optimistic, and every time they ask me that or say that, I'm just like, well, why wouldn't you be? Like, aren't you expecting the best? Or like I always try to look for the best in every situation. So that's kind of what I mean by your perspective is everything. So if you're always looking at everything from a negative point of view or standpoint, then that negativity is gonna pop up, right? Because that's your perspective, that's your mindset. You're expecting something bad or something negative to happen. But if you flip it and you expect something positive, because that's your perspective and your mindset, then that will eventually happen. So that's what I mean by that, by your perspective is everything.
For me, like it's funny how you mentioned like your perspective is everything, because while you were telling me all that, like I was thinking about my own perspective, especially when it comes to the previous topic that we mentioned, relationships. And because of my rocky past, it's almost like I almost expect it to end prematurely, you know. I don't know if it's because of self-sabotaging or whatever the case, but yeah, usually I don't have much hope for it. Though I do try. Like, it's not like I don't put in the effort, you know what I mean?
But you're saying you don't have much hope for relationships moving forward, or that was like in the past?
Pretty much in the past, but like I found myself just thinking, oh, yeah, he's probably gonna end it, or oh yeah, we're probably not gonna make it, you know, like, and I feel like that led to our downfall. Like we actually didn't make it, they actually did end up ending it, you know. So yeah, it's not a good mindset to have, but like it was because of my previous experience. So
get that, and that's why I spoke about like changing your perspective, right? So because you had already come in with this from the past, because the last one before that ended badly, you now came in with a perspective of, oh, this is gonna end as well and it's not gonna last, and that's eventually what happened.
Yeah.
And that's why I say like you need to change your perspective. So when you go into the next one, try and change your perspective and say, okay, this one is gonna last, right? And you gotta begin to just speak things into existence, right? And start speaking positivity over that and say, okay, it's gonna last, it's gonna be better, it's gonna be different than the last time, right? And that's what I mean by like, you gotta change your perspective. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem. No problem.
It takes a lot to share that, not a lot of people would share that.
Yeah, I think that's the type of complex that I have with myself. You know, I can't help it sometimes, but it just happens that way. You know, but yeah, I'm glad I shared it too.
Thank you for that. And I mean, I gotta come on your channel. I need some hair tips. I need some hair tips. Trying to grow my hair out.
I'm trying to further grow my hair out.
Yeah. So how's that journey going? What's the goal? What's the goal with all this?
Well, I just want it to be big and long. That's all.
You just want it to be voluptuous. You just want volume.
I want more. I want more of it. I want to be like, I'm very greedy about my growth, my hair growth. Whether it's hair growth or whether it's like growth in life. Like, I'm greedy about it. I want it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to progress in everything that I do. But especially hair growth right now. Like, I'm just trying to make this journey, like, what's the word? Worthwhile. I'm trying to make it worthwhile because, like, it's not called a hair journey for no reason. It's a journey to better hair in terms of health, not in terms of appearance, but in terms of health. Better hair and longer growth, to kind of like knock out those stereotypes that like a lot of people believe, which says that black girls cannot grow their hair long. You know what I mean? Like, my goal is to prove those people wrong. And that's the very reason why at the end of every one of my videos, I say natural hair grows, meaning black hair grows. Don't you forget it, because you shouldn't forget that. Like, hello, we're capable of growth. I don't know who told you we're not.
Black hair grows.
Don't you forget it.
You can
Literally.
just head over to her channel and
You
learn
might as
more.
well. You might as well.
At that Brady chick, and just y'all could just go learn more. I want to thank you for joining me on Kamal's Corner. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
We appreciate it. Again, y'all, this is Jayon J. Brady, high school friend, middle school friend where I didn't exist, but that's okay. We'll deal with that another day. Want to say thank you to her. Don't forget to head over to her channel at That Brady Chick to learn more about natural hair growth and what you can do to keep your hair healthy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Come on out. Peace.
Bye. Hey guys, this is That Brady Chick again. I don't know where Kamal went, but I want to thank you guys again for watching. If you like that one, then be sure to check out his previous video. Yeah, and also make sure to subscribe to his channel, obviously, because you're already here, so why not subscribe? Anyways, have a blessed day, guys, and make sure to tune in next time. Bye.